Yes, the Chrome Tiger grind is now over. Only 9 levels after I made that Reticles video, so I really could've just waited, huh? I knew I didn't have much left, but I thought it'd take a bit longer than that to get 100 or so sniper headshots and clean up the rest of the triple kills. But when you live on shipment, those really fly by. So there it is. I double-checked a couple things I was wondering about. It looks like, just like Chrome, you cannot put it on a DLC gun if you haven't done the challenges for that weapon as well. And even if you have Chrome on a DLC weapon, you do need to go all the way and get the Cheetah camo as well to use Chrome Tiger on that weapon. So that's what I expected, but a bit of a bummer. Now I'm going to be using all the DLC guns and I won't get to use what I worked for. But I also understand them wanting to incentivize doing the DLC weapon challenges as well. The question is, did I get anything special for having Chrome Tiger plus Reticle Mastery? And yeah, out of nowhere I got this weird Chroma Flux Mastery camo. I guess a funny play on Chrome. I thought they had a strict no animated camo policy for World War II multiplayer, and especially weird for them to make one that is such an eyesore. It's definitely attention grabbing, it practically glows, but I can't say that I'm a big fan. I don't know what else I can say about it other than it's obviously fake as hell and I'm just fucking with you, but maybe you figured that out because the edit wasn't very good, or by the fact that I didn't cram that shit into the title and thumbnail as much as possible, which I definitely would do if I discovered a crazy camo. So no, of course I didn't get anything special for Reticle Mastery. Not that I had my hopes up, I was more so just hoping that they will add something for it in the future. I would have been very surprised if there were any sort of camo above Chrome Tiger. The Reticles aren't really related to the weapon camos at all, so as much as I think getting a Chrome scale camo would be badass and cooler and more noticeable than these other Chrome variants we have so far, I understand why it would maybe not be a good idea. I think Chrome Tiger should stay as the top camo. There should be an end to the grind, where you can say, I am done, I have the best camo in the game. Like if they decide to increase the max weapon level again from 4 to 6, and they add 2 more camos for yet another Chrome variant, I mean, it might be fun for some people, but for me that would not be fun. It'd be annoying. I really don't want to do the same thing all over again. At some point, you just have to let the completionists be done. So I can see why the same thing goes for the Reticle Mastery, and how it shouldn't be a camo requirement. I would be selfishly happy if it was, because I already did it, but I imagine less than 100 people so far were crazy enough to spend their life getting Reticle Mastery, while I assume thousands of people have already done Chrome Tiger. I recognize it would be annoying for those people if there were suddenly a camo that's even better, but you have to do all the reticles, something I'm sure most people are not interested in at all. So that's fine, don't have a special camo, I just wish there were something. I guess a mastery reticle is what makes the most sense, even though, like I said last time, it isn't something I would have a use for, because after I'm done with the challenges on a site, I move on and stop using it, and also because I prefer a simple dot for aiming purposes. I wouldn't want anything too crazy, and also third reason, because all the supply drop reticles are already crazy enough. Before those things were added, then a reticle mastery reward could have been different colored dots. But now we have different colored reticles, so how would you make a special reticle without making it animated, I guess? So a few problems with that, and the only other options would be to throw in some type of charm or calling card or helmet. I don't have the perfect suggestion, not that anyone at Sledgehammer is listening anyway, so I guess I'll be stuck with nothing, except that good old bugged challenge pop-up. But I suppose that's fine. I never expected there to be anything at the end of that road when I started that journey, so I can't be too disappointed. Back to Chrome Tiger, I guess I've showcased it on plenty of variants by now. It's really not that special looking, and I already did an entire recap of stats and everything last time, so I don't have a whole lot else to say in this video. Except for, speaking of variants, somebody did ask how many variants I had in total. I didn't think to cover that in a recap because it doesn't feel like something you earn directly, but I guess at this point with how many drops I've earned and opened, I'm past the point of being lucky or unlucky, and I was curious as well, so I counted everything up. In the base game, I have 85 of the 98 available heroic variants, so most of them, and I do have at least one heroic for every gun, and I have 107 out of the 114 epic variants, and actually I could have every epic variant if I just spent some credits to finish off those old collections, but who cares about those? Of the DLC weapons, I have 15 out of 26 heroics, and 59 out of 84 for the epics. Obviously won't have as many of those because they keep coming out, but I'm more than happy with the number of variants I have. I really don't need any more, so I'll just hold on to a decent pile of drops for the next DLC wave, as always. So really not much to say about that, no analysis to be done, just a little point of curiosity. Well, this video is short and pointless. I guess we could talk about the Black Ops Pass, because everyone's doing that, huh? I saw several people saying they wanted me to go over it, but I mean, what is there for me to say? I think we all know everything about it. It sucks, and I'm finding the reaction to be absolutely hilarious, with people mad about it reaching the top of the gaming subreddit, and the Black Ops 4 sub filled to the brim with grievances. Not much for me to add, really, unless you just want to hear me say it. The Black Ops Pass is bad.
I agree with that.
I saw Drifter's video about it, and that matched up pretty much exactly with my thoughts on it. He came at it looking at both sides, how it seems like a bad idea both for the player base and for Activision's bottom line. So if you want to know how I feel about it, you can check out that video if you haven't seen it. I just find the whole situation funny because it's like they thought maybe they could get away with sneaking that in there. Let's not call it a season pass. And oh, let's make Black Ops 3 free on PS4. Maybe that'll distract them and get more people interested in BO4. And everyone said, hell no, you're not sneaking that in there. And what the hell is with this exclusive PS4 bullshit? I mean, the remastered maps are cool, but it's so restricted to the PS4 digital pre-order that basically nobody's playing them. I'm personally not interested anyway in going back to Black Ops 3 for any reason. I got my 100% in that game and I've mentally checked it off the list. What's funny about the BO4 pass is that it really isn't any worse than what we have in World War II. There are some pros and cons. There are fewer multiplayer maps overall, 12 multiplayer for zombies, but personally I've never played the DLC 4 map pack of any COD ever. I've always moved on to something else by that point. Also, if you're someone who likes to buy map packs individually, like only DLC 1 or something, then this is worse because you can't do that. There are no DLC packs. It's a steady stream of maps over time delivered to people with the pass. But if you're more worried about the split community when it comes to simpler matchmaking, then this system is better because you either have the pass or you don't. And they did also say that they will be delivering more free content than ever before in the form of free maps and free specialists and events and all that, which I believe. I don't think that's desperate backpedaling or anything, because that sounds just like World War II, what they've been doing with the events and free maps, which I find more fun than any of the DLC maps, which have mostly all been very boring to me so far. So I just wanted to clarify some of that because I've seen people confused. It's not like this community reaction is because the BO4 pass is a huge step down from what we've had before. It's really because of two things. One being that every other major competing game right now has left the Stone Age of monetizing every single thing possible, deluxe versions, COD points for RNG drops with guns, and the season pass plus cosmetics. It's quite the contrast to their competition, and especially with Battlefield taking the stance of no season pass, no loot boxes, COD is left sticking out like a sore thumb. And second, I imagine this reaction is amplified by the fact that people were thinking maybe this wasn't going to be the case when they announced the game and started allowing pre-orders without announcing any other versions of the game. It seemed like maybe there would be no season pass, because it would be weird for them to allow people to pre-order the base version and then announce the deluxe versions later, because then people might not want to go through the hassle to upgrade their pre-order or whatever. So people thought, good, they're going with free content, it's about time. And it makes sense to sell cosmetics to happy players. But then they pulled this and got the appropriate reaction, and I am very much so enjoying watching it. It seems like I slipped into talking about that anyway, but I really don't need to get into it much more because I feel like I'm just echoing what most people already think. So what's the point? Yeah, the Black Ops Pass is a bad thing. Not exactly a tough opinion to defend. So that's all I have to say there, a bit all over the place with this video, but making an entire video just about Chrome Tiger seemed kinda dumb. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.